Welcome to my Motivationalee. Thank you so much for, allowing me to do this interview podcast. And I'm
Definitely.
so happy and excited. It's been almost a year in the
That's
making.
right.
Again, I always believe that there's a reason for everything, why things had happened, And you know what? It's
Postponing.
nice as well. And it's nice as well. It's at the end of the year. It's almost Christmas season.
True.
Almost 2023. Why not? This is the right time. So, just to get to know you better as
Yeah.
well. How long have you been here in Australia? Once
So
again?
I've been here for almost 10 years now.
10 years.
10
and how
years.
was the migration like, 10 years ago? What made you decide to come to Australia?
Oh, it
not
was
in Canada, not
not
in the
in
US.
Australia. It wasn't really much of a decision to make. So my husband came here as a student visa.
Yeah.
As a student.
Ah,
So he was
okay.
here. He thought of studying in Australia, so he has relatives here.
Oh,
And
nice.
we were doing well in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I'm a registered nurse in the Philippines as well.
Are you?
Yes, I
I
am.
didn't even know. Now I know.
Yeah, so
Okay.
however, I
think you can
wasn't
talk to
practicing
them.
nursing. I was working in a school as a guidance counselor. You would wonder why is
hang
she
on.
working as a guidance counselor
Well,
and
nursing
not
can
nursing?
do anything, right?
I'm a graduate of both psychology and nursing. That's why.
Oh
So it's
my
like,
God.
okay, what do you want? Like, anyway, so
exciting.
it did not really take me a while to decide how. Coming here in Australia, what fears me at that time is I might not be doing the same job that I am doing in the Philippines. That's the fear, because many of the stories that I'm hearing of those overseas workers that they are not vertically aligned. They may have other work. So that is the fear. That was the
Yeah.
fear that I had back then.
Yeah.
But when I decided that I will be joining my husband here, it took like years for me to get persuaded to move in Melbourne. He was here
I
first,
see.
and then I just
Wow.
followed because I was doing well. I was enjoying my job with the
Yeah.
students, doing career guidance, visiting high schools,
Oh my goodness.
engaging with student activities. So I love my job there. So when I came here in Australia as a student dependent visa back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
okay, I was like, okay, what should I work? Like, what industry should I enter? Like, I've heard a lot of the family members or friends who will say like, oh, you study aged care. That's the first thing. You
It's a
study aged
default,
care.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a default. You can have a job. Or you might want to do like food handling example.
Like
Because they
a-
like
or
for the age
chef
or
or
chef
cookery
or
or anything.
whatsoever. So I said like, that is not really what I wanted. Okay, because I am into student services.
I see.
Yeah.
But any regrets at all that you moved here? I know you're enjoying your time in the Philippines and all that and the opportunities. Any regrets at all?
I think, Miss Lee, I'm one of those lucky people who were able to get a job that they really like. Okay, so when I came here, I came like in November. And then the following year, I got interviewed by Southern Cross Education Institute. So
my
this
God.
is the first job. Yes.
Wow,
in
the
Southern
loyalty in
Cross.
10
The
years.
loyalty, yeah.
Oh my goodness, Southern Cross
Almost.
bonuses, please. That's
Almost.
really good. Now, what's the best thing about this? You've got a job straight away, and which is very lucky, right? And
Yes.
very blessed too. What's the best thing about the whole thing about being a migrant? And of course, you're not yet a resident at that time,
True.
and became a resident, stayed here now longer, and all that.
Yeah.
What's the best thing?
The
You can share that to them.
best thing is we are like instrument of change, to students, to fellow migrants as well. Although they would say I'm holding marketing manager position, but it is not like just simply enrolling a student. It's helping them achieve what they really like in the future, what career is much more beneficial for them. It's not like after we have enrolled, we forget about their student. Actually not. They still get engaged with us. They still get in touch with us for support, and then we assist them liaise with the other departments. So that will make them more at ease. Even our partners from offshore as well
Yeah.
felt like it would be nice to know someone in Southern Cross Education Institute in where it's not mainly an 8 to 5 job. Even if after the job we see each other in one of the community events, we say like hi, hello, and then they would say like, hey, I have a niece or a nephew in the Philippines, or can you help them? I say like, we can facilitate their admission. However, we do have our educational agent partners who can assess them well.
True.
Okay.
This is exciting.
Yes, that is really that's one thing that I really love about my job. It's not it goes beyond the role. Okay,
Yes, good.
seeing them progress from one certificate course to another, and then graduating as well, and having a job, and later on becoming a permanent resident, well, is fulfilling. Because when we promote a program, we do not just simply go to a certain country or market to get numbers. It's not like that. We are actually becoming an agent of change here.
Yeah, that's true. I love that. You are an agent of change, an instrument of change. She migrated here 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago now, and you know, there's no regrets at all, even though she's really settled in her home country, because this country can give so much more for you to thrive successfully, especially with your passion as well. And you can also augment whatever you have started in your own country. Have something here that you can be more settled, not just settled, but also allow yourself to grow even better and expand your horizon. And I want to talk more about that Southern Cross Education Institute, right?
Yes.
With Fernando, right? So I would love to meet Fernando as well later on, guys. So watch out for that. Now, Deb, before we have Fernando soon, what are your unforgettable moment as a migrant? Because I'm sure a lot of people wants to come to Australia and, you know, try and test the water here. Not literally, but, you know, opportunities.
Right. So we are, I came from the Philippines, and we speak English there as well. We are taught in English. We use the English
American
language
English,
in school, American language.
slang.
So I thought that I'm very conversant, that I'm very fluent. And there was one time that I bought a a yogurt. Okay, that's the first day. I think that was the first day or second day I arrived in Australia, in Melbourne, and I was just so speechless because I didn't understand their accent. I was like, oh, okay. I thought that I am conversant. I thought that I am already fluent, but not, because it took me a while to adjust to the Australian accent.
That's right.
Okay. However, it doesn't mean that we are living here. We have to mimic their accent.
I like that, exactly.
Yeah,
you don't have to be
mimic,
like them.
We don't have to be like them. As long as you can converse, you know, you are articulate, and they can understand you, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. And that's the most important thing as well, if you're like in this country, Australia, and I'm sure other countries too. But like, you know, being subjective, the way you express, communicate is very important. It's not all about objective. Like even at school, like other countries, they're more really objective type. Memorize this and you can be the whatever honors or whatever it is. But in here, it's very subjective. Essays. Isn't it, Sam? Sam here is my virtual assistant. She's the best. And, you know, a lot of essays, expression, you know, because it's very important that you converse well, so that, because no one can actually read your mind. So you need to make sure that you are opening it up, you know, verbally and in writing. That's why even not just in nursing, but other courses as well, especially here in Southern Cross Education Institute, that you have short answers and you explain and, you know, referencing and all that. But we'll talk more about that next time. But that's the beauty about this country. You can be yourself as well, and you can't feel any discrimination because you feel like you're at home. You're like
that's true, Miss Lee. I didn't feel any discrimination, to be honest. This is, I mean, for Southern Cross, we are diverse. Okay, that's coming from students, our trainers as well. We have trainers from many walks of life, from different countries as well.
We love that, right?
And it's non-discriminatory. We accept one another, and together we work professionally too. It's beyond your origin.
Thank you for that, Deb. It's nice, you know, that you are sharing this raw to our future migrants, and even those who are here already in Australia, and even those who are in different countries who are also migrant, right? To boost your confidence and your self-esteem as well, and your mental health too. Now, as a migrant here, way back many years ago, what was your unforgettable struggles, and how did you actually cope with it? You know, because being a migrant and very new to the environment, it's not always perfect, right? Life is not always bed of roses, and especially if you're not in your comfort zone. Can you please, share this to them? What are or is your struggle, unforgettable struggles?
I think most of the migrants can relate. When we come here in a foreign land, we bring a bag, one or two bags, and a lot of dreams and aspirations.
Yes.
Yeah. So the struggle would be homesickness, adjustments, and also your thoughts and apprehension. Will my visa be approved? What will be the next steps? And so on. So we struggle as well in terms of our stability, like financial stability. So that incorporates like, how am I going to pay the tuition fee? What will be the next step after I launch my visa? And many of our students have their big dreams with them, right? But when they come here, it's a different reality they are facing. So when I came here, the biggest struggle that I had was the changes of like the demands, like, okay, what will be the next step? Okay. And also moving from one city to another as well. You'll have to adjust. Now, many of our students, when they talk to me, Miss Dab, I'm still uncertain of this one. Like, I tell them, is it because you are not fully committed yet? You have left your left foot or left leg in the Philippines. That's why you're not able to fully commit in your study or in the job. That's usually it. So when I meet international students, I say to them, like, you have to think that you are already in Australia. Once you have embraced what your life here is, then you can slowly plan what will be your next step. Otherwise, you will be planning what will happen in the Philippines. In the next 2 to 3 years, you will still not be there. So they'll have to think about what will be the next steps while they are in Australia.
You have a very good mindset, Deb, and whatever struggle, and just like you guys, if you're a migrant here in this country right now, recently, currently, or you are planning to come here, there'll always be struggles wherever you go. Even in your own home country, you have struggles as well. The most important thing is you have a stable mindset, and in this country as well, you can meet lots of new friends, community, whether it's a Christian community, whatever your religion is, they have it here. Again, the whole world is down under. So you feel like you're communicating from one network of friends, one after another, and they'll be there to support you. And as a migrant myself, long time ago when I was in the UK and other countries as well, and coming here, it's really important to have the right community, the right people around you who can lift you up. And I always say this, like, who can really push you to ascend and not to descend.
That's right.
And that could keep you going. That is very important. So you should know whom to mingle with when you're in a different country that is not your comfort zone. So that's very important. Choose the friends or the people around you who can make you feel comfortable, settled, and happy at the same time.
That's
and help you thrive successfully in a country that you're not used to, even the food and everything. But speaking of food, in this country, Australia, my God, the food is so good. Like I said, the whole world is here. From European to Canadian to American to Southeast Asian, everything is here, right? So this is it, the right place to be, right?
Yeah,
Australia.
Definitely.
And which school?
This is my home now.
I know. And which school can they go to?
Southern Cross Education Institute. Start here.
Yay.
Be here. And we will welcome you here.
There you go. And we can't wait to see Fernando very soon. Thank you so much, Deb, for that and for inspiring everyone.
Thank you.
And I'm sure Fernando will be here anyway. So thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll talk again in a little while. Okay?
Right.